Whether you're pre or post-retired, there are some big changes that come with that transition. And one of those changes many times can be selling your home. Maybe you want to downsize, maybe you want to move closer to the kids or grandkids, but there are some big gotchas for pre and post-retirees when it comes to selling your home, and we don't want you making that mistake. Stay tuned today. Hey everybody, Chris Heerlein here of REAP Financial, host of Wealth Radio on News Radio KLBJ every Saturday live at 11 a.m. and host of Retire Ready TV on KXAN right here in Austin. If you like our channels, hit the subscribe button to stay on top of the latest. Okay, so maybe you're retired or soon to be retired. There are some big gotchas when it comes to selling a home, and not just the idea that you got to find the right professional, the right realtor that can negotiate the right price so you're not leaving money on the table. But there are some hidden things behind the scenes that often catch people by surprise after they sell their home. So let's talk about the tax implications first. Okay, when you sell a home, you have $250,000 exemption on taxes for single filers. If you're married, it's $500,000. $500,000 of capital gains can be realized free of tax. So you have your basis, what you paid for the home, then you have any improvements that you put into the home. The dollars spent throughout the years improving the home, that can be added to your basis. So you have that core basis, improvements, and then the $250,000 or $500,000 exemption on top of that. So a lot of times families say, well, we're not going to have any tax. That may be the case for some of you, but if you have a highly appreciated home here in Central Texas, more and more are finding that they're going to be above those exemption limits. So not only are you facing taxes on anything above that, but you potentially could be facing Medicare Stealth taxes. And that's the big gotcha that we want to focus on today. But when it comes to the income or the capital gains tax, if your income is below $400,000, and this includes the sale of your home, that capital event, under $400,000, 15% capital gains tax, okay? If you're over the $400,000 limit, it's 20% on the capital gain, okay? So both of those rates are still favorable when you compare those to income tax rates, which are typically 22, 24, 32, and beyond. So we've got the tax implication we need to consider, but also the Medicare Stealth Tax. Now, I've talked for years around the fact that the laws in America are generally written around your income and not your net worth. So what happens is when you have a large capital gain, potentially with the sale of a home, your income may spike. And if you're over certain income limits, your Medicare premium starts escalating, and quick. There's 6 tiers of different Medicare premiums. And what happens is families will sell their house, they'll file taxes the following year, and then the Medicare Association goes, you had a nice year, you're above these income limits, and your Medicare premium is now increasing. So generally, people on Medicare are paying somewhere between $300, $350 for their Medicare A, B, D supplemental. But when you cross these thresholds, there's a penalty on Medicare B, and there's a surcharge on Medicare D. And this can actually put you in a position where you're paying well over $350. We have some families that, when we meet them initially, they're paying over $600 a month per person for the same Medicare their next door neighbor's getting. Same coverage, but you're getting to pay more. So the good news is this, it's not irrevocable. So if you go over those limits when you sell a house, you're going to get through another tax cycle with these escalated premiums, and then you file your tax return, and then they'll then bring you back down to reality as long as your income has come back down under the Medicare thresholds. So be aware of the Medicare Stealth Tax. It's a big gotcha, and it can cost you thousands of dollars in additional premiums. So you want to time the sale of your home with potentially your income at work, or maybe you sell after the income goes away in retirement, and also consider other capital events. If you're doing Roth conversions, if you're selling off stocks in your portfolio as income for your retirement income, all those things need to be considered with the sale of your home. The Medicare Stealth Tax can also create other issues that we're going to talk about at an upcoming webinar. Go to reapwebinar.com. That's REAP webinar.com to register for our upcoming event where we'll dive into the top strategies to protect your wealth and your income in retirement.